New week, new markets, new analysis. Hi everybody. We're going to be analyzing DXY today and seeing how it's going to behave this week. So if you noticed, I've cleared off all the previous analysis from last week so that we can start fresh. I think it's always good to do this once in a while. Don't always stick to your old analysis because last week you analyzed the market and you thought it was going to go up. The next week you keep forcing and waiting for it to go up, whereas the market might have changed its trend. So I think it's always good, probably every week or every 2 weeks, you do your top down analysis all over to see if the market behavior has changed. So for me, I'll be doing it almost every week. So we'll be analyzing the XY today to see how it's going to behave this week. Starting with our top down analysis, let's draw a trend line that connects the highest highs we've had, and then we're going to do the same for the lowest lows we've had. So I think we have this point, and we're drawing the trend lines, making sure it's not broken or intercepted by any other point. So we'll go down to the weekly time frame because we can no longer draw any lines on the monthly time frame. And on the weekly time frame, we can adjust this point to be at this tip, and then we connect this other two highs. So we have this and this high. Beautiful. Below, we don't have any other points. We go down to the day time frame. So on the daily time frame, let's see what we have. So I think we have from this point right up to this point. I think this was formed this morning. That high was formed this morning. And because the market is very close to where we are, we'll try to draw another line with the previous high, which is this high, so we understand the market behavior. So from the daily time frame, we see that this trend line from last week was broken, meaning we're expecting a retest and a continuous buy. So let's go down to the, let me see, what did we have on the weekly time frame? So we're kind of consolidating now, so we cannot really say if it's an uptrend or a downtrend. But if you see this point where the market is currently at, it's a major support and resistance zone. So let me just map that out so you can see from here right up to this point. This is a major, this is a weekly support and resistance, so it's a big one. It's a very big one. I can bring it right up to this point. Yeah. All right. So I'll just adjust this to here. Okay, so down on the 4-hour time frame, we've already drawn the lines on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, let's see the points we can connect. I think we can connect from below. So we can draw from here right up to this point. And then this is the line we have from up. So if we're to draw the previous, connect the previous highs with the most recent high, would have something like this, right? Yeah. So we see that the market has reacted on this trend line. This is the third touch, and it's actually going down. Okay, so there's another resistance zone down here, somewhere around here. So this is going to be our point of interest for this week, this zone, because we see the intersection of more than one trend line. We see a support and resistance. So this area is going to be a point of interest for us for this week. So we are expecting the market to come down and react on this trend line and continue buying if it's going to break this particular support and resistance, because it's a major one. But if it doesn't break it, then we'd expect it to come and act on this other trend line right down here. So let's see, this is on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, we can draw a trend line from here right up to this point. Yes. So we'll be observing to see which of these lines get broken. This line up or the line below for us to confirm an entry of today. So we can turn on our Asian high and low now and even go down to the 15 minutes time frame. But we cannot find an entry now because it's not at any of our points of interest. So we'll still have to wait to see how the market behaves today, Monday, to know how we're going to be trading the week. But my best bet is the market might come right down to this trend line before attempting to break this major support and resistance, because it's acted on it so many times already. So let's wait and see how the week is going to turn out. I think we have a few more minutes. We can quickly look at Bitcoin and see. So on the 4-hour time frame, we all know that Bitcoin is in an upward trend. So it's probably just reacting and taking liquidity. So we can take out these previous analysis and see what the market is doing this week. So just give me a moment to delete all of these. All right, this line can go to. So on the 4-hour time frame, we can map out another trend line with the highs it formed last week. So this is the trend line from up, from down. I think we can go down to the 1-hour time frame to map more trend lines. So we see this trend line here. I'll be using a normal trend line tool. So this is a trend line with 2 touches. Yeah, let's see if I extend it behind. Is it going to give us more than 2 touch? Okay, no. So we'll just stick to this touch here. And then from up, let's see what we have. So from up, we have a point from here right up to here. Beautiful. Okay, so on the 15-minute time frame, I could just adjust this to this point. Yes, so on the 15-minute time frame, let's see what we have here. So this is what we have on the 15-minute time frame. Great, so we'll be waiting for any of these trend lines to break for us to take an entry. So likely, since we're in an uptrend, definitely would have caught this candlestick here, would have entered a buy, but it's already going up. So we'd either wait for it to break this line and retest for us to enter, or it comes down and retest right on these. So I think this is liquidity right down here. So we might have to, so we'll be observing how it reacts on this trend line. It might come for a short a short sell here before, to grab liquidity here before it continues the buy, and it is currently at a support and resistance zone too. So I think this is a resistance zone here. Yes, so if we were to enter a buy, we could have something like this. So depending on the candlestick confirmation we have here. All right, so thanks for joining, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and let's go and make some money.